Hello, you wonderful people, and welcome to another episode of Not Too Comic Book. This being a show we talk about TV shows that are adaptations of comic books. For today's episode, I'm going to talk about Go-Go Loser Ranger Season 1, Episode 7. A lot of really interesting things went down in this episode, so let's break it down. So, first and foremost, let's start off with XX. I thought it was so interesting, like, when she kind of left the room and was kind of going off her own and, like, striking a pipe. I was like, is she just trying to get an idea of how deep underground that is? I mean, I'm sure she was trying to find some means of getting out. Not unless that was the signal that she was, it was like, oh, no, didn't you send a signal? But I'm like, I don't think she expected anyone to hear that. I think she was just testing the waters to probably see if there was a means of getting out. But maybe it was a signal to anyone that might be above ground that heard it. I don't know. But it didn't seem like she went into that with that intention. When Home Dude came into Sakurama's room and was like, yo, I'm here to repair stuff, I was like, oh, there's a big hole. And I was like, well, hope Shion's able to kind of like, not Shion, but I hope XX is able to kind of like bundle herself up and hide away. It's like, nope, she's in clear view. I was like, well, I was, before I could even really think that thought, because I was like, well, at least she could just pretend to be healed. She immediately shapeshifts her arm to try to attack him. I was like, well, he knows you're a monster now. I was like, oh, bad, oh God. But then he's like, actually, I'm not going to kill a monster. I was like, he's like, yeah, that's why I actually chose this position of like why I just do repair stuff, because I don't want to fight. He's like, you don't want to kill me, I don't want to kill you. I was like, oh. So I guess there's a lot more Sakuramas out there. I mean, he probably doesn't have the same perspective as Sakurama of like, yeah, humans and monsters living together. It's just, I don't want to fight. I'm a pacifist, which Sakurama is, but he has a different goal in mind. I was like, oh, wow. I was like, is this really going to go? I was like, there's no way this is going to really go down like this. Is this guy going to like trick you or whatever? And he immediately gets blasted. I was like, wait, was that like one of our, like, was that Sakurama? I was like, no, there's no way like Fighter D would come in there like that and kill him like that. And lo and behold, who the hell is it? It's our mystery monster boss. Was it Peltrola? I'm probably butchering that. Which is so interesting that he must be the psychopath amongst the monsters, because even XX is like scared of him. Even she's like, yo, Fighter D, get rid of whatever mimicry you're doing right now, pretend to be Sakurama and get the hell out of here. She's not even saying like, oh, like stick around, like show your true form around him and just be, she's like, don't get near him. I'm like, that is so interesting. Like, he does seem like he is a little off his rocker, because he does, like, he's going around pretending to be God, and it does seem like he has a God complex. And then he's also like, oh yeah, that guy was actually right. The fact of the matter is like, oh, basically he wants to do all this killing, because it's like, yeah, by doing all this killing, we can stop the fighting. There'd be no more wars. So it's like, he's in his Thanos bag of like, yeah, like wipe out half the universe. You deal with a lot of limited resources in that way, and you know, the universe will thank me. He's kind of in his Thanos bag a little bit. So I thought that was so interesting. Like I said, even XX is scared of him. So it's like, out of any boss monster that had to survive, it had to be you. Because that continued, we as the audience have known, because it was in the one of the post-credits episode, we saw present day, he's still alive. So obviously Blue did not kill him like 13 years ago, or 12 or 13 years ago. But it's like, where the hell have you been this entire time? Because the fighters have been under the impression that, I don't know whether XX was under the same impression or not, but like the general understanding across the board, at least for the Rangers know this, who know if how many of the higher ups know it, because Shion definitely didn't know it, that like all the boss monsters are dead, because every like pseudo boss that shows up on the Sunday showdowns is one of the dusters in disguise. But so it's not generally known that the boss monsters are dead, but they haven't obviously made any appearances in like 13 years, except for this thing who popped up. Who knows how many other boss monsters have ever come to Earth, but it's the only one we've been introduced to, and it seems to be the only one alive. It's not even like it's parading around like a duster, like pretending to be someone else. It's like, no, it's just in its full glory. Guess it doesn't matter when you wipe out everything and everyone around you, so I guess you don't really care about witnesses. But it's like, how is it that you've been operating all these years? Like, the Dragon Keepers have to know you exist, but they're just like letting you do your own thing for whatever reason. I just don't understand why. You killed every other boss. Are they under the impression he's dead and maybe he regenerated and survived this entire time? Like, what has he been doing? You know, because he's going around the base and just straight up murking dudes left and right. Right hand to the blue Dragon Keeper, the little girl, she witnesses it. She also saw XX with it, so we'll see if that turns into any complications later. But yeah, going back to Shion really quickly, we find out his motivation is his brother was killed. At first, D's kind of thinking because of the timetable of, well, he's like, well, you can't really get revenge against the monsters, are all dead. He's like, well, they haven't shown up on any of the Sunday showdowns. And as we saw, he got every DVD of every recorded showdown just to make sure they never popped up in these in all this time frame. And so, but D's like, yeah, but there's no, like, that haven't happened in the past 13 years. And he's like, what are you talking about? I mean, the 4 years. It's like, wait, what? It's like, yeah, my brother was murdered 4 years ago. But it's like, no, that's super not accurate. That's even more not accurate then. But he's like, no, you sound like the Rangers. I saw what I saw. So it's like, because he makes it seem like he was there because he saw the destruction of it. So either he saw it, because he was like, I couldn't do anything while that thing murdered my brother. So it's like, okay then, so either like I said, the Dragon Keepers are letting that thing do its own thing, because maybe, once again, maybe this kind of falls into that narrative thing of what they were going to do with D, of like, oh, in the episode 3 they're like, no, how about we capture him, because that way it's actually a more interesting story plot. So maybe that's why they're waiting for this thing to build up its power. But I mean, like, you keep messing around, like, you're not going to be strong enough to take this thing down, just because, like, I mean, this thing might be formidable even for the artifacts, but it could also be the thing of, did Blue like attempt to kill this thing all those years ago, the previous Blue, or at least a previous Blue, all those years ago, protecting Hibiki and his sister? Or like, did he think he killed that thing all those years ago? There's so much we still don't know, because now even Fighter D's questioning it. He's like, could there actually be a boss monster still out there? So, but either way, for him, it's like, regardless of Shion's reasoning, Fighter D kind of figures out the true part of this test, that we're in teams of 2, but only one person is going to be able to pass, because there's only one color key per team. So you only have, like, you're meant to betray your partner. You're not supposed to work together, but it's really about, like, only one of you can survive. Only one of you will pass and one of you will fail type of situation. So Fighter D's like, well, I'm going to put all that sympathy aside. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get that key and I'm going to win. Like, he's like, the fact of the matter is, I'll do whatever it takes to make you fail here, no matter what your motivation is. Shion, my motivation is stronger, because I'm not fighting for you. I'm putting my life on the line, because my fight it means everything to my people, the monsters, the dusters and everything. So also, I love that he completely did not realize XX is didn't even bother looking in the closet. He's like, well, you're quiet, I'll leave you be. Oh, you're not even going to talk to me? But it's like, yeah, home dude's dead body's in there, and it's like, you're completely I guess, like, before they left, XX, like, scrubbed some of the blood away or whatever, just to kind of cover up the crime scene. But yeah, the body's just stashed in there. I mean, I guess in that regard, I guess maybe they're just in those other levels of the facility, because they're not disposing of their other bodies, as we saw at the end of the episode. It's just not left them where they killed them. So, well, I doubt XX is doing anything. I'm sure it's all Pelterola who's doing all the killing. So, but either way, getting to the exam itself, wasn't expecting that twist being what it is. Basically, everyone that, was it last episode? Yeah, I think it was last episode. Everyone that Fighter D was like, yeah, these are the people I'm worried about. These are the people I'm not worried about. All of the people he was worried about, including Shion, have joined forces, and they end up getting the keys. Which I think is so interesting, was that Tokido was kind of making this point of like, yeah, you lose even once against the monsters, which I'm like, did you not lose against a monster? Like, what the hell are you talking about? He's like, I guess it's like, it's more of a large scale thing rather than an individual thing. But it's like, yeah, if the Rangers lose even once against the monsters, I think he means as a collective. But it's also like, but you yourself lost against a monster. You literally got your head bashed in by D. But whatever the case may be, Shion, it's like, yeah, I'm all about this. Because the little girl, Blue Ranger, was like, yeah, but you also got to remember, like, everyone else on that team, like, you don't know their motivations. I mean, you know Shion's, but they are just as desperate as you are. You might be underestimating that. So, but I love that it's like, yeah, they got betrayed, and now eventually 4 of the keys are off the board, except for one last one, Suzukiri's key, the yellow key. So now, like, the band of losers, which is very befitting for D to be a part of that, it's like, right, we got to do this. It's like, Usukubo, I might just call her by her name, Angel. I'm probably going to, I'm probably going to end up forgetting her name regardless next episode, because I'm not really good with names in a lot of ways. But she was the one kind of the most distraught. Like, yeah, I know I've always held my partner back, but what's the real kick in the teeth is that, you know, it still sucks. And even D is like, Shion, you betrayed me. I was going to betray you first, but how dare you betray me first? You know, hypocrisy there. There's also Yamato and Koguma, which Koguma's in a really interesting spot because D kind of revealed himself to Koguma, but Koguma didn't do anything about it. Because I guess for him, it's like, well, the desperation, I was betrayed by, like, the person, like, the reason why him and Home Dude are always together is because they're, like, childhood friends. It's like, that's his best friend. And it's like, yeah, I was betrayed by them. And he found out what D was. But it's like, oh, yeah, like, I know what it's like to lose over and over again. So we're kind of the perfect team. And you have to go up against Suzukiri, which I was like, yeah, she still doesn't know that. But she even remarks, like, oh, Sakurama, you are a little different. And then, yeah, they kind of like try and attack her, but she's got a cheat code shield on and is blocking everything. And even Kaguma's attack doesn't do anything. So it's like, cool, despite all of us trying to jump her at once, it's doing nothing. Specifically, she goes after Yamato because she's like, oh, you thought you could hang back here and I wouldn't target you just because the others are rushing me? It's like, nah, it doesn't work like that, homie. But then Hibiki came and attacked her. Fighter D came and attacked her from the side, but like easily blocking that punch. It's like, man, these guys are monsters in their own right. And because she was making this whole remark about like, right, like you don't have what it takes to be a ranger or whatever. But then Fighter D was like, yeah, but you know, the fact is that he made some remark about like, right, being a hero, like, you know, some people don't deserve it either. Like, there's a lot. Obviously, he knows the hypocrisy behind all of this, so he's like, "Yeah, that's some bullshit." And in that moment, you could tell like Suzukiri kind of pieced it together, and she's like, "Oh, you really think that?" It's like, okay, and hands over the key. And I love Yamato was like, "No, Sakurama," and then she hands him the key, and he's sliding like, "Oh, never mind." Then she's like, "Yeah, I'm curious to see," and she gives the key to Yamato, being like, "Yeah, I'm curious to see what happens when someone like you becomes a." You know, potentially, a dragon keeper. And so she leaves and is like, yeah, go ahead. And then she just thinks to herself, 4 more to go, Fighter Kunin. It's like, oh, I think she legitimately is happy to know that he's still alive. I mean, there's 4 more in a lot of ways. 4 more in you still got 4 more keys to go, but also got 4 more artifacts to go after as well. So we don't know what I'm sure she's just kept it on the low, but we still don't know what has she done anything with Red's artifact since acquiring it a couple episodes back. So it's like, oh man, everything's kind of, oh well, we kind of came out on top. Now we just have to go after 4 more keys. And then it's like, well, let them be the dragon keepers. We'll be the monsters, which, Angel and Yamato were like, should we really do that? It's like, I don't want people hating us. And then Koguma's like, no, I'm sure there's people who like the monsters. And they're like, really? I don't know about that. So it's like, once again, why is he keeping that a secret? Like, knowing who D is, like, why is he keeping that a secret? I wonder, is he going to assume Sakurama has always been a monster in disguise, or is he thinking like, no, he's or I don't know what's in Home Dude's mind. Like he's could most people be like freaking out about that? So he also shows D that hasn't decided to tell the others yet. So that's only Koguma and obviously Suzukiri are the only ones who know about him here disguised as Sakurama. And obviously Suzukiri has her reasons of like, oh yeah, I want to dismantle this organization and topple it, so I'm fine with it. In fact, I've been working with you and continue to work with you now that I know that you're Sakurama, and we'll probably find time to link up at some point in time. But what is it might just be the thing of, Koguma is just like, I'm so desperate to win this that I'll do whatever it takes, even joining forces with the monster. Did think it was kind of interesting. I was like, well, the bell hasn't rung yet. There's still time on the clock. I was like, there's still time for some shit to happen. And lo and behold, they just walk up and snatch the key. And now they've walked away with all 5 keys. Granted, it's not like an automatic win because they still have to hold out on those keys for the next day as well. It's like if they manage to hold them for the next 30 minutes over the next day, like then they're golden. But it still gives our squad of losers a chance to strike. But they are going up against the top guys. I was thinking the entire time, I was like, why there's only 4 of them? It should be an even 5 split. But I was like, all right, Home Dude, I guess just never came back after training, or because I don't think he's with the tough squad. I guess he just either he bailed out of this contest after this and just straight up training, or he just might be back in the next episode. But he's the one that was missing amongst the group, if I'm not mistaken, which I could be. I wasn't paying as much attention to the quote-unquote winner squad that Shion is with. But all across the board, some very, very, very interesting developments I wasn't expecting. So it's going to be interesting to see where the next episode takes us going forward with all of this. Especially because this is all happening. It's like, right, we're going to go into the final day of the exam, but there's also like one of the boss monsters is here. It's also interesting too because we are still, it's not, once again, I brought it up last episode, it's not a 1-to-1, but it's still, relatively speaking, we are in like real time to some extent, considering that the exam is over by the end of like a 20-minute plus episode. So I guess the next episode will be like the final day and stuff. But once again, what does that mean coinciding with like one of the boss monsters being here? Well, we'll see what its end result ends up being, and seeing what the Fighter D as well as the others do, how this all plays out. We'll ultimately have to wait and see. But really, that's all I wanted to talk about. Till the next time we meet, be happy, be safe, live life to the fullest, and enjoy it. Good day and goodbye.